Okay, today's problem. I set this up to bore the pin bushing, and I noticed I was hitting on one side of the bushing and not the other. I am about a half a thou off. This is, of course, what everybody is getting stuck with now. A cheap Chinese knockoff chuck. I don't think I paid $300 for it, probably less than that. The first one I got wouldn't even accept the collet, so I had to take it back. I made sure my ways were set up level when I put the lathe in 2 years ago. It was level, and it is level, so that's not the problem. I'm thinking the problem is here. I am not even going to mess around with it today. I want to get moving on this project. So what I'm going to do is pull out the hand reamers. I'm going to chuck that up in the tailstock. I know that's straight. The tailstock's aligned with the chuck. I checked that. I really don't know what's going on here. When I put the level up over here, it shows it's not level, and I have no idea how to level the tool holder area. I'll have to look at that later. So time to change what I got going on here and going in a new direction. Well, it was driving me crazy. I didn't want to move forward until I figured out where the noise was coming from. It appears the chuck is out around. I had the dial indicator on the bushing and it was doing the same thing. I'll pull the collet out of there and put the dial indicator on the center, just in case the center was done on a different process than the outside diameter, but I doubt it. If that noise is still in there, I'm going to try moving the chuck. There's 3 different positions they can fit in, and then hopefully I can get this to where it's not doing this anymore and I can get a precision machine out of it. Well, I've confirmed the problem's not in the lathe. It's got to be the chuck. So let me dink around with the chuck, move it into the 3 different positions, and see if I can get that play out of there, because it's not working for me. Well, that took about 2 hours. Ended up getting out the emery cloth and some stones, and working out the taper, cleaning the taper up a little bit. But the bottom line is, and big rawhide. I got it zeroed out. So now I can get back to doing what I was doing hours ago. Well, I just did a sample cut with the sacrificial one. The coarse cuts are when I use the reamer, and then the shinier ones are the ones I just put in with the lathe. And I got a good cut, 360. So the lathe is zeroed out. Yay. Now let's get to work. Well, I did a trial one so that nobody'd see me mess it up if I did. And I even determined how much I need to take off. I'm going to take off 8 10,000ths. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want in between 1,000ths and 1/2 thousandths clearance. Now, This is touchy. There we go. Get the machine going. Wouldn't help if I got it going the right direction. I got a little bit of a clamp load on there, so it's going to take off about 8-10 thousandths, maybe a little more, probably about 1,000 since I'm squeezing it. Now when I go to press fit that into the rod, that ID is going to tighten up too, and I might have to do some micro polishing. But for now, ready to go. Just a very simple cut. And you can see I've got it zeroed up. I got nice shiny going on all the way around. Yep, it moved up to 1/1000 of an inch. Don't ask me why this machine does this. So I always cut it undersize because it likes to do what it wants to do. My little whirly tool in here. Got a beautiful cut going. I made these bushings a little longer than they needed to be. Let me loosen up this a little bit. Now this pin should go right in. Come on. Look at that. That is nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that pin in there, and I'm going to pull these out with some pliers, and that way I don't damage the inside of the bushing. I'll get you some measurements in a second, but that is right where this needs to be. That looks pretty clean. Yeah, that's a pretty tight fit right there. I think I'm going to have to take another pass at that. working in the garage. Today it was 40 degrees in here and it's up to 75 now. Believe it or not, that makes a difference. The materials expand. There we go. I got it now. So that one's ready to go. Let's get this out of here. Yep, nice. So I'm gonna measure all these out too so that I know exactly what I got. So I will have a proper build sheet with this engine.